GM, we're live. Is it truly? Is it truly a GM? We're just like an M, maybe even a BM, you'd say. But yes, our king has fallen. Long live the king. Skattebo, of course. Terrible news. Just heartbreaking, really. Just one of the more exciting players in the league. You know, with fantasy aside, just hardworking player, really electrified. A Giants team took the league by storm. Everyone loved the kid, and I just wish him all the best in his recovery. Just a truly heartbreaking injury. I mean, it really stinks. It really stinks to see him go down like that. Just freak injury, reminiscent of the Chris Godwin. Just seeing someone's foot going in an unnatural direction. Truly horrible. Sounds like it was. It sounds extremely serious. He got surgery that night in Philadelphia. So, you know, very, very clearly a situation where they had to get in there immediately and repair that. I believe it was a compound fracture dislocation. I might be getting the medical term wrong. I think that's what I heard, but we'll see what the timeline is. But just not good. You know, not good for a player who, like Skattebo, just an explosive driving player, shifty player. Just, you hate to see that. Hope he doesn't become one of those like could have been sort of stories in his career, but we'll see. All the best to Skattebo and his family, and just sucks to see. It just really sucks. Hartman ripped to the goat. It's not goodbye. I hope so. I mean, we don't know what the timeline is, but yeah, it's I hope to see him again. If anyone's going to get back on the field, it's him. I mean, the guy loves football. This is what he lives for. So it just sucks to see someone's livelihood taken away like that. Hey, Artillery Frost, GM to you. Appreciate you coming by, hanging out. Greg, likewise. It is a sad day in the Candleverse. It is certainly, you know, from a selfish perspective. I had a lot. You know, I have a ton of shares of Skattebo, and so just a huge bummer. But you know, mostly just, you know, feel for him, and just terrible. GM to you, Joel. Hey, thanks for coming in. Joel, good morning. National Tight End Day to Skattebo morning day. Yeah, it's just been a bummer. Just been a big bummer. Chris, good morning. Hey, appreciate you. Artillery Frost, it's a lesser version of the Alex Smith injury. I don't know. I don't know. I remember. I thought that was like are you just saying it's like the knee? Because that was his knee, right? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, big bummer. Big bummer. Surgery means they had to make sure the blood flow was restored. Yeah, I heard that. I also heard it could have been that the bone like went through the skin. So they have to get in there right away. But yeah, either way, not good. I think his Achilles might have torn too in that. Like I don't really know how ankles work. There was some rumor of that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if your foot goes sideways. I don't know. So just a catastrophic ankle injury there. Yeah, so sad. Artillery Frost. I thought of Meg. Yeah, Meg. You know, Meg and Steve, both huge Skattebo fan. Sean Mitchell, another member of the Skattabros. It is a big bummer. Yeah, first place team in the marathon. Man, such a big loss. Meg. You know, I really hope that Meg's team can hold on. I'm not in the marathon, so I can't pull it up, but good for her. I hope she still makes a run. She is she's a great person. She's over on Fanspeak. She's also a neighbor of mine. lives super close. So hopefully things get better. Things get better there. Yes, FF Chef. Appreciate you, Steven. Yeah. Gunnar Ross. Hey, GM. Oh, Gunnar Ross. Gunnar Ross has equally as much to. You had a tough run out, Gunnar Ross. I was rooting for you. One of the good ones, Gunnar Ross. So close to a dog bowl seat this week. Gunnar Ross bumped out that Bo Nix touchdown pass to RJ Harvey for some odd reason. Bumped out Gunnar Ross. It bumped out Crutches as well. It just sucks. It was like the last play of the depths of garbage time, and it was the Nutlow run out. I'm so sorry, Gunnar Ross. I was really excited for you. Really wanted to see you get home. I'm sorry to see that, man. Chris, compound means broke. Oh, okay. See, as you can tell, I'm not a doctor. I am not a doctor. Go AZ Cards. My condolences. Yeah, big bummer. You were making a run too, if I'm not mistaken, in the dog bowl. I feel like I saw one of your teams up there. It wasn't at the very end, but I thought I saw you had something cooking for a little bit. We will see Skattebo and Valhalla. Rest easy, King. We have the watch now. And yeah, Mike, it is a big bummer. It is a big, big bummer. Best case would be Godwin didn't tear any ligaments in his ankle, just stretched him to useless, slow recovery. So sad. Yep. But at least he's young. I mean, young players can bounce back. The body heals a lot better at 24 than at 30. So we'll see. Gunnar Ross has a monster weekend all over the leaderboards. I saw him at the DBQ. I didn't really look at some of the other ones. We'll go over the week that was. I had some really good calls, and then I had some not as good stuff, but just didn't put anything 100% together. We'll start going over that. We know from the chat. Anyone we know from the chat got a Dog Bowl win. Guy in the Dog Pound Discord took third. Okay, that's awesome. Dog Pound, great group. I mean, Pat has an awesome set of folks in there, and best ball overlay. If I do start using an overlay, that probably will be it. I wouldn't mind getting the combinations up. I'm just I'm old fashioned, so it's taking a little bit for me to get there. But Pat certainly one of the good ones. Got to see one of his guys got in. I will review this. This was our big. I'm in 2 primetime Paloozas and I don't have craft, so those are worthless. What am I doing? Oh, results. Okay, here we go. So the Sunday main slate. I didn't have anything really cooking in the BR. I had a lot of cook, but I had virtually no Breece Hall. I was out on Breece Hall, and I was light on Saquon. So you really kind of needed Cook plus one of those two, and I didn't get there, or Taylor plus one of them. So I was overweight on Cook, but not enough to make up for being underweight on Hall. But the Playbook, the premier contest, the one we're gonna do today, fourth place in the Playbook, your boy. As we know, the most important contest of the week is the Playbook. And here's the funniest part. I think I've drafted this on stream because I don't think I did too many. Two swaps. We drafted George Pickens. He ended up being out. We drafted Tet McMillan. No, we didn't. We took AJ Brown. He was swapped out. So the double swap out with Taylor Cook together. James Cook, we took him at pick 10. I think he ended up going slightly earlier than that. So fourth place in this. Yeah, the wide receiver slate was so bad that fourth place took it down. Or I got fourth place with Pickens and Tet, who were not necessarily the plays. So and Pitts, who was not great. So fourth place in this. Huge performance here. Otherwise, the Dog Bowl. We didn't have anything making any real noise. 124th. Again, like Kamara here. I imagine I think Jamar Chase was earlier than that. So just didn't really put together what we needed. I did swap into Franklin, which was good. I had Franklin ranked somewhat aggressively in my swap, so I ended up with a little more Franklin for the teams that I drafted. Drake London in. Let me see. Was that a Drake London swap? I'm trying to see who we got. There were a couple late swaps. Yeah, Drake London went out, and so I got him in there. But again, didn't really make any noise. Was off on a few things there. I had a fair amount of Lamar Jackson teams that I turned into Justin Fields' team. Justin Fields was fine, but no scores really high enough. Again, I was underweight Breece Hall. He was kind of who you needed in that third round at running back. Even being overweight on Cook, you only doing 40 drafts. I think I only had like 4 to 6 shares. I can't remember. So, just didn't have the right pieces. Again, we see Gunnar Ross's team. We'll look at him real quick. So, he had Drake May finished with 135, and all 3 of the top people, Bo Nix. So it was just that Bo Nix touchdown that leapfrogged Crutch's team as well, was a Drake May team. So that's what took the Gunnar Ross, Crutches, and I believe it was Randers. Bound had Bo Nix, so Bound was boxed out, if I'm not mistaken. Bound 33, who I know is very active in the Badge Bros Discord. there. So Gunnar Ross, Crutches, Randers really got screwed with that last touchdown. It bumped in Ripswell, Lee, and Mike C. Congratulations to those three. Certainly well deserved. But obviously, I'm here pulling for our friend Gunnar Ross there. All right, let's see. Let me catch up here. Joel said, had a lot of 101s wasted on Bijan. Yeah. I only had 2 101s in dog bowls, and I had Taylor teams, and I squandered them. This Taylor team, where'd we go wrong? Zay Flowers, a little bit. That's a little bit of run bad, I think, with Zay Flowers, because I was expecting Lamar to be there. I would not have drafted Zay Flowers with that pick. And then Taysom Hill, I took a dart throw, and I hit myself in the eye with the dart. I don't think there was a last round tight end that would have shipped this into the dog bowl there from the last pick. But I did think with Kamara out, we might see more Taysom Hill. That was wrong. That was a bad click. And in my other Taylor team, it was the culprits were Tez Johnson, Juwan Jennings, 2 late round receivers that just didn't get home. Just didn't get home at all. So we wasted our 2 Taylor teams. Again, it is what it is. It is what it is. If you were light, you needed to do the Breece Hall thing on the turn. So this was a Cook Breece Hall team that took it down. Breece Hall was there at pick. I guess that's pick 18. I was earlier than I thought Breece Hall went later than that. I guess not. This was a Saquon Breece team. Breece went at 19. So that was that kind of middle of the board combo. You could get home, and that's what you needed this round. So my Cook teams, my top team was a Cook team, but then on the wrap, I took the Troy Franklin swap. This was, I was taking Drake London there and ended up with Franklin. And honestly, that's not where I lost. Like Franklin, if Drake London put up Franklin's numbers, I don't think you're complaining about Drake London. But just did not quite get there. Chris says, my bags took off this weekend. Looks like yours did too. Everything but Skattebo. The advance rates and stuff all ticked up. It was a good week otherwise, but just not what we want to see here. I'll share to this tab instead. We're advancing 31 BBM teams, but unfortunately, 12 of those 31 are Skattebo teams, right? Like that's a huge loss. That's a huge loss. 12 of the 31 BBM teams advancing are Skattebo teams. I can go over the if I pull this up, if we want to. So right now, I'm advancing 43 of 120 Badge Bros teams. I'm over double the field in advance rate there. But then if I pull up Skattebo, 41 of my 43 advancing teams are Skattebo teams in Badge Bros Brawl. So, again, I took a shot at that contest. I said, if Skattebo's who you need, I'm going to win the Badge Bros Brawl. And now, now we'll see. We'll see how many teams make it through. It's obviously this sky high advance rate is going to come crashing down to earth. Yeah, FF I think JT is clearly better than Bijan. I had a bunch of the 1.2 in the dog bowls, which was unfortunate because those teams were all just instantly dead. The wide receiver slate was so mediocre. Yeah, it was weird. It was very weird. Mike Rob asking, do you do any drafters? I do not, and that's only because I haven't focused at all on the format. Like I didn't do any marathon. I didn't do any drafters in the summer. I just didn't have the time to devote to that, and I didn't want to just go off of pure rankings. But I might next year. Depends on how successful this year is. We'll see what we want to do. If we have a profitable year this year in best ball, then maybe I'll have be able to go after it. So, but we'll see. Chris said, I know it wasn't on the main slate, but someone ought to mention Tucker Kraft. That is a perfect segue, Chris. Give me 1 second. Ferguson Goose was uncalled for. Yeah. National Tight End Day. We expected more. Let's go live to Tucker Kraft. Our hero, Tucker Kraft, my one eliminator team. We were in trouble. Now, 99.5 points is not very good, but we have officially won here. He is done. Elijah Mark has no more players playing. We got 6.3 points from our wide receiver room. We only had 2 scores. Amon-Ra on bye. Garrett Wilson was hurt. Dante Thornton, I don't know if he's still on the team. QJ Goosed. Yoshivas Goosed. But Tucker Kraft, 29.8 dog app points was what I needed to get home. So Tucker Kraft, he said, as I think it was Skeletor said in the Discord, for Skattebo, and he did. So he carried us to the gates of Valhalla himself like a Morton Joe. What a performance from Tucker Kraft. The wide receiver situation in Green Bay has turned into an abject nightmare. You cannot trust anyone. Watson came back and he's already like the number 2. Golden didn't do anything. It is going to be a nightmare chasing the wide receivers, but Tucker Kraft, however, appears like a just every week starter and somebody that, could be pretty big for our best ball bags. I have a fair amount of Tucker Kraft. I was clicking him a lot. So Tucker Kraft, definitely a good piece to have. Thrilled to have advanced in the Eliminator. I thought this team going into the week was dead because my opponent had nobody on bye other than Adam Thielen, who was a 0 anyway. Pretty crazy stuff. Yep, Steven. Kraft and Brown. I mean, my goodness. So this team obviously loses Skattebo. That sucks. But honestly, other than that, it's healthy. And now we're past the buys. Garrett Wilson's past his buy. Amon-Ra's past his buy. So that's huge. We'll get him back next week. The Chiefs, with Mahomes are past their buy. Pacheco seems like he's kind of on the upswing. I don't know. This team is like annoying. It's like an annoying team to run into. I feel like it doesn't look great, but it's kind of a complete team. Like this, there's enough bad running backs here to maybe get 2 scores each week. I mean, Kamara got dinged up that game, but that was just a weird game script. They switched quarterbacks in the middle. Hopefully better days to come there. So we'll see. We will see. Joel says it's a matter of time for Golden with Watson back. Classic late season rookie wide receiver breakout coming. I hope so. I would be all for that. But yeah, I'm shocked that Watson is back and looking good. I played it like he was not going to come back this year, and he's proved me wrong. I don't know how much I would have taken of him anyway, just because he missed so much of the season, and I don't think he's like a league winner type player, but he's rosterable. But yeah, very surprised to see how successful he's been. Packers, on the other hand, I have 15 Kraft teams at BBM, but 17 Jaden Reed teams. Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Go AZ Card. Skattebo did what he needed to get you to the next round. Yeah. He did certainly give us a lot of usable weeks, He those points don't go away. We've banked a lot of points from him, and now as Mike says, we have the watch now. So hopefully, on those teams, one of the other 17 players can carry the load for Skattebo. Now he's like a martyr. He is carrying. Now all the teams are just fighting for the memory of what Skattebo brought us. But he'll be back. Skattebo, he'll be back. I just hope it's anything like what we saw, because he's just so much fun. He's just so much fun. All right, so yeah, that was my Eliminator sweat, and now let's get into this week. Why is this showing up like this? I'm very confused. So I read vaguely. Okay, so this is interesting. I read in Discord that a bunch of players were missing from the pool, and they were going to cancel the Playbook slate as of like 10:30 p.m. last night. And I'm wondering if that's why there's nothing in the lobby. Which really stinks, because I plan on doing some playbooks here. So let me first update the timestamps. but this is a little bit of a not what I was expecting to be doing here. So hold on. All right. I did not think we were going to do a bunch of primetime Paloozas, but we might have to. We might have to. But also, it's been 20 minutes. If you can, please like and subscribe. Intro, and Elims. All right. Primetime Palooza. All right. And then subs only. All right. Sweet. Yeah, this is not what I expected here to have to do a primetime Palooza. So we'll see. Unless I'm just like doing this wrong. All right. Well, whatever. I'll hop in a primetime Palooza and we'll get in that, and then we can go from there. If anyone wants to get into this, let me catch back up with chat. Hold on one second. Okay. Let me catch up with chat. The basketball season has been disheartening on so many levels. Yeah, it definitely. This was kind of bad. I've had a little bit of run good with my other stuff. I was pretty light on Jaden Reed, so that's been okay for me. But yeah, this loss. This is the first one that's like really kind of crushed my spirits. Greg says Dart is about to consult the dark side, about to go on his Vader. Well, he does famously wear the eye black and for Anakin Skywalker. So we'll see. You know, he certainly did he watched his best friend go. But you know, maybe that's more Obi-Wan. You know, Obi-Wan watching Qui-Gon get. I'm talking about Star Wars, and PPR Tyler comes in. This is bad. I gotta stop. PPR Tyler, thanks for coming in, hanging out, reminding me don't be a loser. You can. Thanks for coming in, PPR Tyler. Appreciate you. If you don't sub to PPR Tyler, you absolutely should. You absolutely should here. I did not have the world's greatest day just because none of my dog bowl teams did anything. So if you're like heavy in the dog bowl and you don't get a seat, you lose. My non-dog bowl stuff I think it might have been net plus because I got fourth in the playbook, which it's not a lot. I think it's only like $150 to finish fourth in that contest, but I think it did. I didn't have a ton of volume down in the 6-person, so not too bad. And just losing Skattebo was kind of an Armageddon for me because I was, had 29% in BBM, I think, something like that, and pretty just overexposed to him everywhere. Just a big bummer. Chris, 7 subs added. Yeah, I know. We're on the road to 300. We're on the road to 300 subs, which is so exciting. If you haven't liked and subbed, please do. We are trying to get there. It would be absolutely awesome to hit that 300 mark and just up only here. Go Easy Cards, Underdog in Skattebo morning contest will come up late today. Yeah, I know. I'm wearing. Why do you think I'm wearing black here? AZ Cards has fans everywhere. We're all. He is truly one of the good ones. Always root for him when I see him up on the leaderboards. Okay, so I have no idea what this primetime slate is about, and I see the Miami Dolphins are on. Oh God, Dolphins in primetime. Although they did me dirty because I really thought the Falcons were going to smash them, and I played a lot of my daily stuff like that, and the Dolphins like weirdly showed signs of life. Kirk Cousins, he unfortunately did not look great there. I was expecting a lot more out of him. I thought a year removed from the Achilles stuff was going to be make him good again, and he was not great. All right, what do we want to do? I think we just jam Mahomes. Yeah, Waddle against Baltimore. This gets ugly fast. Here. I guess I'll just take a Waddle share. No, I won't. All right, let's do Waddle Flowers and punt quarterback here. I don't really know I don't know how I want to play that in the future. So we'll see what happens. I mean, worst case scenario is you end up with Tua, and that might be like absolutely worst case scenario. But I felt like my receiving options were going to go off a cliff if I totally push this. So we'll see what happens. We might get a room that's scared of Lamar Jackson being injured, and maybe we could luck into that, although I do doubt it. Chris says, I have 21 Tyrone Tracy teams, 4 advancing, and the rest don't matter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Tracy people certainly have reason for optimism. I have virtually no Tyrone Tracy. I literally think I have like $15 worth of Tracy and stuff, and they were like auto drafts. Yeah, I was shocked, man. I was as a Dolphins fan, I'm not even sure I want them to win. Like I just want a draft pick at this point, and I want them to fire Greer. McDaniel can stay. Greer's got to go. He has been the architect of this just absolutely awful team here. All right, let's see. Krosky Merritt is just so untrustworthy, but I do need a running back with a pulse. What's going on with quarterback? What? Okay, wait. You have Lamar Mahomes. Are people... Oh, Jaden Daniels is out. That's why. Okay. I got very confused for a second. Okay, so we'll take Krosky Merritt, and let's take Zach Ertz. This way, whether we get Mariota, who I don't mind, or we get Tua, we've got them stacked, and I think we should be able to take one of these punt running backs if we want, or punt receivers. Brashard Smith, I have a little bit of interest in Brashard Smith in the right game script. He could potentially spike a touchdown and get home. Beyond that, Justice Hill, he can randomly spike, although I think I prefer him with Lamar. Lamar will occasionally check it down to Justice Hill. I don't think we saw any of that from Huntley last game. It does seem like this person is also equally quarterback agnostic. They'll probably take Mariota because they have Debo, but we'll see what they end up doing there. Greg, Dolphin super team, do it. We are so back. We'll see. All right, this guy gives me the choice of quarterback. So who do we want? I mean, let's do Tua. And he took Malik Washington, which I guess was kind of my other option. I'll do Brashard. That's fine. I think this is fine. Mariota does have the rushing floor, but we'll play this just Tua to Waddle skinny stack and move on with our lives. I did not want to be doing a bunch of primetime Paloozas, but there's nothing else open. Ollie Gordon running free out there against the 4th ranked run defense. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm ready to buy in on the Ollie Gordon experience just yet. Too soon. Oh, about the Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, well, I mean, we got to look forward. Tracy over Scat Guy here. No celebrating. Tracy sucks, and I went through this with Reed. Yeah. And I was never dunking on the Tracy people. I was always cautious. I did not want that bad karma, and it caught up with me anyway. But yeah, the Tracy people definitely in much better shape than they were. Although he is playing with that shoulder injury, which is always a little scary to see if that could flare up again. Tracy was a terrible pick. I tried to split the bit. People forget. Skattebo had the hamstring injury. He had a hamstring injury at the combine, and he hurt it again, so that's a little scary. He missed most of camp. I understood the FUD. But it just sucks. Yeah, Ingle X. Poor went out for Skattebo. We are. Just such a bummer. Terrence Keaton Mitchell is in the mix and is the kind of guy that can get loose versus Miami. That is true. I would not hate him as a super late scroll if you think that game gets out of hand. Definitely some last round Keaton Mitchell. Probably going to be low owned. I think that's a good call there. Terrence, he was finally active last game. I hate to box score click, but what did he get? 4 for 43. That sounds efficient. I don't know much, but that sounds like a lot of yards per carry. So let's see. Hold on. We did have someone else in the room. Who do we have? Oh, God, Buster's boy. He's everywhere. What does he do? Henry, Lamar, Worthy, Bateman, Malik Washington, and Tanner Connor, I think it is. I don't even know. God, I should know my own Dolphins. I'm pretty sure it's Tanner. Yeah, Tanner Connor. I don't think he did a whole heck of a lot. I know Julian Hill is the other guy there, but I guess he's hurt. Yeah, won't play Sunday. I don't know if he's, I guess with the O tag, he's going to be out this week as well. So, if none of the tight ends spike, who knows? Maybe you can eat the 3.3 points you'll get from Tanner Connor there. All right, we still have nothing. We've got nothing in there. Are we really clicking Keaton Mitchell after watching JT, Saquon, Derrick Henry dominate the slate? Well, in a primetime Palooza FF Chef, I think you've got to be willing to try these low-owned things. So I'll hop in another primetime Palooza, but I don't love these, and they're like weirdly expensive. And I also don't know what I'm doing. And Showdown, definitely. Yeah, again, he's probably not going to be very much. All right, we got the 1.1. I don't know if I'm doing Mahomes first. That doesn't seem right. I think we're taking Derrick Henry first. Oh, FFF. Yeah, no, the playbook's closed. My understanding was they had an issue with the player pool. There's an issue with the player pool, so they canceled all the playbooks from yesterday, and they're going to put them back up. So this is the only contest open in the lobby. So we're like, we're fiending here. So we're down to the seeds and stems, and that's the primetime Palooza. Of the backup running backs after Brashard, I'll take Keaton. Let's see, who would it be? All right, you got Brashard. Justice Hill. Justice Hill did not get in the mix, but I think he's more of a trailing game script guy, so maybe I really don't necessarily like that against the Dolphins, who I don't think they're going to be trailing against. Ollie Gordon. I don't know. I might be inclined to take Ollie Gordon over Keaton Mitchell just on the off chance that Gordon steals a goal line touchdown or two. I think that's live. But I don't mind taking Mitchell in a Ravens blowout type of script. I don't know. I don't hate that. I don't like Elijah Mitchell. I don't think he has ever does anything at all. I guess he scored 2 games ago. I don't even think I knew that or remembered that. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, because there was some celebration among BBM bros who had been taking him. All right, we got Derrick Henry. What do we want to take with Derrick Henry? Boy, this is grim. This is grim. All right, let's do Debo and Worthy here. I think I have concepts of a plan of what I want to build. So let's do Debo. Let's do Worthy. We do have McLaurin back, but I think I have an idea for a team I would like to build here. So we'll keep it rolling there. All right. Jordan, sorry for your loss, Skattebo. Yeah, it stinks. It stinks. It's because I wasn't wearing the Skattebo jersey yesterday. I should have had it on. Layup line after dark or Monday puck drop next. Oh my God. I don't think I could get through the first round of hockey and still know who the players are. I just do not follow hockey at all. I have 2 teams over 1,000 scored at BBM that are not advancing, but one is a big KC stack. My gosh, that you got to think those will find a way through. That seems kind of crazy. I thought that seems like well above the normal advance line there. All right, we are in tight end hell. Unfortunately, some jamoke decided to take 2. And tight end goes off a cliff, unless I'm not scrolled, right? I think it's likely. And then, so let's do likely Mariota here. I don't want to lose likely, because then I think I'm eating a 0. Let's do likely Mariota, and then see what the rest of the team ends up being here. So let me see. BBMDB, according to that, and I know you guys can't see. Teams over, yeah, I don't have anything over 1,000 that's not advancing. I have one team with 995 that's in third, but all my other teams over 1,000 are advancing. It is funny which teams are advancing and which are not. So we'll see. Bunch of teams in third, but I'm sure they all have Skattebo on them somehow. All right, we'll pull this back up. And so what I'm going to do here is I will play this through Keaton Mitchell, I think. So let's do Henry Mitchell. Let's do Henry Mitchell there. Although, is passing on Kareem Hunt goofy? I don't know. Have I ever been mad about passing on Kareem Hunt? Probably not. All right. So let's do a Ravens overstack. Let's do Henry and Mitchell. Let's just say that it's through the ground that the Ravens absolutely crushed the Dolphins. I don't think you're going to see a lot of teams do this. This could be because it's god-awful and stupid, but we're going to try something a little different. Try to get home with Henry Mitchell. We got frozen out at the other elite running backs, but there really are none. I mean, it's A-Chain goes at the 2, and then it's Pacheco, Krosky, Merritt. You know, I was the only one to go 2 running backs this whole draft, which is somewhat interesting. Buster's boys, he builds a nice Dolphin stack with A-Chain, Waddle, and then ending with Tua. I like his team construction. Flowers, Bateman, Ertz, Tua. That seems like a well-constructed team. We tried to shoot the moon a little with the 2 Ravens backs. Again, on a 4-game slate, on a 2-game slate with only 4 teams, though, you can try to get a little weird and just see if it's the construction that you need that gets home. All right, Underdog, help me out here. Throw me a bone. Give me something other than the primetime Palooza. Oh, these are brutal. Brutal. I almost feel like people would rather watch me play chess than draft primetime Paloozas, but we will do another PTP. I don't want to do a metric ton of these because, again, this is like not a slate I've invested much time into doing, and it if anyone wants to get in. Oh, no, this is full. Sorry. We're at the 3-hole. We are at the 3-hole. Just running through. But if anyone has any eliminators they want me to look at, happy to do it. Excited to see who I end up playing. I'd really like to have at least one against someone I know. It hasn't really happened yet, but we'll see when they advance the eliminators. Last week it took until Thursday morning for them to go, but we'll see where it is. Greg says, as much as I am not into a $10 2-game slate with 100 entries, I do learn something from watching you guys do it and talk through the combos. Yeah, I'm happy to do that too. I just wish they had like the hurry up open where it's like the $3 price point. Because this is the thing about the PTPs is they very often can be won by the team that gets the lucky like GM set of combos because they get like 2 fallers and you need to play a lot and hope you're in the room where that happens. It doesn't happen every time. I'm not saying like, oh, you can't win if you don't have 1 million entries or whatever, but there are times when you just need to get 2 players paired together. That happens, maybe in 5 or 10% of rooms, and if you don't have that, like you just can't win. So we'll see. I guess we're going to get some volume down in this contest. All right, so Waddle goes. That's annoying because I would have liked to have ripped off that team we saw with A-Chain and Waddle. But let's do Lamar Jackson. Again, this might be kind of hard to get. Lamar ADP of 4, A-Chain ADP of 3. So Casey Pollock skipping that gives us a combo that's going to be, I don't want to say rare, but it's certainly going to be slightly lower owned than maybe something else. Flowers goes, would have been too much to hope for to get him there. But alas. All right, what do we want to do? Debo, Worthy, McLaurin. I think we'll just stick with the ADP and and take Debo. I'm going to take a tight end with my next one. I'm going to hope Casey Pollock doesn't go Ertz Andrews. That would be like mildly annoying, but please don't take Andrews. Okay. I say that, but I feel like there's a big drop after Worthy, and all right, I'll do it. Let's take Worthy here, and if we have to take Likely, we will. Again, if Andrews and Likely goes, Andrews and Likely are going to go. God bless America. See, this is the kind of thing where you're hoping for a GM, and you end up just getting pummeled here, because this Jamoke had to take two tight ends because they lack imagination. If people think that 2 tight end is like rare, and it's not, but that's okay. That's okay. Come on, D-Rap, don't do it. You don't want Likely. Oh my gosh, he gave us Likely. All right, well, that's kind of a miracle. I'm not. No, I can push it. So let's do. Do we want to do Bateman Likely? Do we want to do Malik Washington Likely? Ooh, I'm a little of two minds here. What am I doing? Let's just overstack it. Let's just say it's Lamar week. It's not an overstack. I realize it's only Bateman. So we'll do Bateman Likely to end it, because Casey Pollock can't take a tight end. All right, this team ended up fine. Lamar Jackson, Devon A-Chain, and then Debo, Worthy, Bateman Likely. That's fine. We just have to hope the touchdowns go to the 2 guys we got, and then we avoid the Connor conundrum. Yeah, Malik was live, Chris. I definitely could have taken Malik there. I was kind of 50-50. I was kind of 50-50 on that, but I don't know. I just lean towards the stack. I already have A-Chain on the Dolphins side. You know, if I could get this exact team, if somehow I ended up in this exact boat, I would do a team with Washington. So we'll see. T-Cage, morning. All got killed with CMC this week. Just kept rolling to 103. GM all. Hey, T-Cage, first of all, thanks for coming in, hanging out. And that was the same thing. And my last few dog bowls, I kept rolling the 1.2 a lot. And that was equally cursed, because the Bijan teams were dead on arrival this week. So that stinks. I hear you there with the CMC fiasco, but we persevere. So that team ends up being A-Chain, Lamar, Debo, Worthy, Bateman, Likely. Not too bad. Just make sure we don't have new contests when the underdog people wake up. All right, let's see. We survive. We do. We fight. We fight another day, and that's why some stuff like bankroll management's important. You know, because you got to half the battle is just staying alive, and then hopefully you get one of those big weeks that makes up for all the other ones. Chris, does anyone in chat know if a player is more than 2 live this week? What was the max last week? 4, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if there's a way to check on BBMDB of who was alive in the eliminator, but yeah, definitely getting down to it. All right, TKJ will hop into a PTP if anyone wants to get in. We're waiting for one. I realize I have not been updating my my thumbnails. Excuse me, my descriptions here. What are we at? Oops. All right, PTP3, Primetime Paloozas 1 and 2. All right. Yeah, if anyone wants to get in, Peter and Shady will have 2 each after this week. Awesome. I think Dan, who for a while had the most teams, he's down to 2 now, and he has one. He has one that's pretty confident going to get through, and then one I think is pretty dead. But if I think if Debo Samuel goes nuts, he could somehow lose both. Yeah, I'm not sure, but he did have Was it last week or the week before? He had one real tough week and went from having an ungodly advance rate to back around expectation. Although I think your expectation was like, was it 1 3/4 teams if you won 50 maxed it going into this week? So even having 2 was ahead of expectation. I'm thrilled to have my 1 alive. I only did 47, and I've got the 1 survivor rolling through. All right, T Cage. So yes, I believe this is you, Tyler C at the 1, who is telegraphing. Mahomes is the 1.1. What the hell? Yeah, it surprises me too. I'll just tell you, I would go Henry A-Chain before I would take the quarterback myself. How about going to positional rankings? I don't think the field is up here. Yeah, they only have Terrence, they only have the this slate and then the single game and then the Q3 contest. So I can't even do that. I only did one, and I also did one I did one playbook last night that got canceled. Here, let me go back to this draft. So do I want to like be a slave to ADP or take A-Chain? I think I just take A-Chain. I don't agree with the ADP here, and I'm going to draft accordingly. I don't want to end up with like no Mahomes, but it's possible I will if this holds, because I don't quite get it. Yeah, you're Henry as well. It seems odd. Well, BM Glass, I mean, this is the GM we're talking about. Being able to get Mahomes Rice, that's going to be kind of hard to get. So we'll see. We'll see if we gave him a mighty gift there or not. But that might be, if that's the combo that nukes. Again, you're going to have to be in a room like this where you have 2 people that disagree with Mahomes at the 1, and then you have somebody who has Lamar ranked ahead of him. That might be fairly uncommon. All right, so we got A-Chain. I think I'll continue with Flowers here. Just build out a little bit more of a game stack here. Obviously, we're not going to be able to pair him with Lamar, but I'm okay with that. TK, something to note: Dolphins were feeding Ollie Gordon this week. Not sure if that was a short week. We're trying to get him involved more. It is funny, TK, because they came out and they said they were going to get Jalen Wright more involved, and then it was like they're like, nah, we'll just give Ollie Gordon the ball a lot. My guess is it was a little bit game script dependent. I mean, the Dolphins got up kind of early, so I don't know how much to read into that or not, but they gave Jay Wright carries too. Yeah, well, yeah, it felt like the Wright was more involved from 0 to 1. Ollie had the first carry of the game even. That's right. Well, they had a good game plan. Like they eliminated a lot of people in Survivor. I mean, if you already had used the Colts, there was definitely a huge argument to just fade the Dolphins. But with the Cousins-led offense, the Falcons were kind of in shambles. But Dolphins showed up to play. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into the split though. I don't think I'm gonna draft differently for this slate. Like, I'm not gonna take Wright. I'm not gonna bump A-Chain down all that much. But it's a short week. If the Dolphins are ever gonna beat the Ravens, it's on a short week where things can get really weird. All right, let's see. Let's do an Ertz team here. Let's do an Ertz team. I don't necessarily want to get frozen out at tight end. I could see if Tyler wants to take Ertz. I think there's a little bit of a tier break from Ertz to likely there. I would have taken Mariota, but obviously I'm not going to get Mariota here. So we will end up with a Tua team. But let's see what Tyler ends up with. If McDaniel can't run the ball on the offense, if McDaniel can't run the ball. Nothing in the offense works. Maybe it's a good sign. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they were very creative that game. All right, let's get Malik Washington because this is going to be a Tua team. So let's do that. We'll take Malik Washington. I'll queue up Tua. So this team will be Tua, A-Chain, Krusky Merritt, Zay Flowers, Malik Washington, Zach Ertz. We didn't really do much scrolling. This team it's okay. It's probably arguably a little doopy. You could definitely see this team being made. We didn't really scroll down for anything. We didn't get any kind of ADP value. Not my favorite team I've ever constructed, but not terrible. Having no Chiefs feels a little bad. Being that the Chiefs offense looks kind of amazing, but again, we'll play this as though the Dolphins Ravens is the game you need, and yeah, these PTPs you got to take what the room gives us. The room didn't really give us any. I don't really see an opportunity to have gotten in on that Chiefs game that made any sense once we kind of started this A-Chain Flowers road. KC versus Buffalo on the main slate and AZ versus Dallas on Monday Night Football. That is funny. Yeah, KC Buffalo on the main slate, man. That is a game we all hope is fun. It does feel like those games we all hope are fun are like the ones that are the opposite of fun, but we'll see. We'll see. I'd love to see how Kansas City looks against Washington tonight, because again, we were denied Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, which would have been awesome. So I just have a bad feeling it's going to be KC rolls. All right, let's see. So Tyler, he goes off the board. He takes Westbrook-Ikhine. I don't mind that. I mean, arguably, maybe my team, if I do that, then I'm out of dupe territory, and I have a better path to win. That 1v1 is probably 90% of teams are going to lean towards Malik Washington there. So don't hate that. I have to look at the snaps and stuff for NWI there. For me to fully say how I feel about that, but I definitely see the vision on a short slate of trying to get some guys involved who are under-owned. Tyler's team ends up being Henry, Debo, Kelsey, Mariota, Hunt, and Westbrook-Ikhine. Gross team, not sure what to do at wide receiver there. Didn't want three Chiefs without Mahomes. Yeah, but Mariota's at such a discount to Mahomes, and Mariota does have that like rushing upside. You could, I feel like you could still get there with a bunch of Chiefs and no Mahomes. And I would say that probably more with like Mariota than with Tua, just because if Mariota throws for one and runs in two, how much it's going to be hard to get all these Chiefs with Mahomes. Like it was hard enough for this guy to get Mahomes and Rice. This team though, Mahomes, Rice, Worthy, Pacheco, dear God, that's a pretty fun team that BM class ended up getting over there. So we'll see. Yeah, TK, or we were in the room with the winner, and now we can have that we can have that claim to fame that we help make our bumbling help that happen. Jake says another night sweating Rashi Rice under 20, so I don't hear from Slappy Central. Jake, I've already capitulated to Rashi Rice. It's over for us. It's over for the faders. Take a look at Week 9 games and tell us what teams will target Chargers stacks. All right, let me see. Just on the hopes that they put this up. And I'm guessing not. Nope. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull the games up. All right. All right, week nine. All right, light mode alert. All right, week 9. We got Dolphins Ravens on Thursday, so we don't really have to worry about that, and we don't have a European game. All right, we got Bears Bengals. Okay. Also of note, Joe Flacco got hurt at the end of that game. He came back in. We'll see the severity of it. Hopefully he's okay, but just something to note because it happened at the very end of the game. Vikings-Lions, that should be pretty fun. That game's almost always fun. We'll see if it seems like it's going to be J.J. McCarthy, but again, we're not really sure yet, I don't think. But those Vikings-Lions games, especially in Detroit, have a tendency to be kind of high scoring. So that's a fun game there. Packers-Panthers. Man, the Andy Dalton experience was kind of a nightmare. And the Packers, Josh Jacobs had a bad game. I'm sure he'll still be highly drafted. He probably should still be highly drafted. I imagine he'll probably be in the top 5 in the Dog Bowl or in BR's, the top 5 pick, I'm guessing. Let's see. TKH had a mini sweat for a little in the Dog Bowl, finished 171st, needed a legacy Alec Pierce game. Yeah, I needed, I had some dust ball I needed for one of my teams to make a charge. Alec Pierce, though, there was a lot. I had a bunch of Alec Pierce teams, and we didn't quite get home there. FF Chef, I brought into the Bigsby hype during summer and faded Shipley, so Bigsby becoming my Shipley is full circle moment. Yeah, you note something. I meant to talk about the injuries other than Skattebo, but Saquon, they were initially reported as a hamstring. What I read this morning was groin. They're on bye next week, but definitely something to watch. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Lockett to the Raiders. Do we think this moves Jacoby? They feel like the same guy to me. Yeah, so now they can have Lockett and Jack Betch doing the Spider-Man meme instead of just Betch and Jacoby Myers. But it does seem like the Jacoby move is starting to feel inevitable at this point, because otherwise that signing truly makes no sense. I imagine Lockett is just a depth piece to Betch. Lockett was highly ineffective with Tennessee. Although, can you really blame anyone on Tennessee for being ineffective? But I can't imagine Lockett comes in and plays ahead of Betch. That wouldn't make any sense. But it does feel like they do have a type. They do have a type in Las Vegas. TK had Barkley and Brees too. Oh gosh, it sucks when you get the you had what you needed, and then the pieces around it didn't get home. I'm sure, not to rub it in, I'm sure you could have had Franklin instead of Pierce, right? I was mixing in Mims and Pierce and Franklin in mine, and just didn't put them all. I didn't put Franklin on the right teams, so I had a lot of teams where I was dead there. Mims got a concussion. Another guy who was injured. Something to keep an eye on moving forward. Moving to the next game with the Broncos Texans. Texans defense is tough. We've been riding the Bo Nix train. We will see. We will see there. I'm just thinking, again, I have not really gone through the slate yet. Then we got Falcons, Pats. Okay. Again, don't know what to make of it. Falcons look terrible. I suspect Penix will be back because I think he was he was questionable. They also were missing Drake London. Kind of a weird game in Foxborough. Could be another tough week for the Falcons there. Niners Giants. Definitely feels like a bounce back spot for CMC there. Especially if they get Brock Purdy back. If they get Purdy back, their cavalcade of injured receivers improves. Could be a spot to go back to the Niners. I wonder if maybe we get a little ownership discount on some of the pass catchers there. You'll never get a discount on CMC, even with one bad week. Colts Steelers. This is an interesting one here. Steelers, I don't know what to make of their defense. They're very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of situation there. Hold on one second. Jonathan Taylor is just unstoppable, and I think they're absolutely on a mission to get him Offensive Player of the Year. So he's getting everything. But again, in Pittsburgh, might be a little tougher. I still think Jonathan Taylor's got to be the 1.1 on a given week. Certainly, Pittman had a pretty good week there. Could it be a Danny Indiana Jones Pittman kind of week? Maybe. Yeah. Chargers Titans. Oh God. It's like Vidal season. Like, I think just draft a ton of Vidal. You might get him at a discount in BRs because the name is no fun. But I mean, he looked good. He looked good in their primetime game. Titans are circling the drain. I think that's a game to attack. Again, it could be through the air. They could get up early, but I don't know. All right, and then the afternoon games: Saints, Rams. Gosh, I mean, I'm just going to be playing the Rams defense on DK. Tyler Shuck. Oh my God, that experience is bad. Saints are in trouble. Saints are in trouble. That was odd. I don't even know. I think they said the QB who's going to be the starter was up in the air. Rattler got benched. That looks brutal. Jags Raiders, I feel like has the potential to be the fun bad game. If somebody asked who I might attack and stuff, this might be like a sneaky dog bowl game for me to attack because the pieces might be kind of cheap. Travis Hunter's live. People don't really love clicking on him. I might have some interest in him depending on what his ADP's at. The Raiders offensive pieces, if Jacoby Myers moves, maybe it's more condensed. We'll get Brock Bowers news. I don't know. That could be the kind of fun bad game in Vegas. And then Chiefs Bills, the main event. I mean, it's gonna be a million fantasy relevant pieces there. Again, we want it to be fun. The Bills are content to run a ton. So you could have a game that ends faster than we want. If the clock keeps moving, the Chiefs also, they've been very pass happy this year. And so if that continues, that's fine. But the Bills are more susceptible on the ground than through the air. Carolina tried to do that, but Carolina is not the Chiefs. So we'll see. I want this game to be fun. I really want this game to be fun, but we'll see. Andy Reid is just so good. And, doesn't always do what we expect. So hopefully this game is fun, but do not be surprised to see this being ground heavy on both sides. It's just my vibesy take. I'm sure nobody's going to say that. Nobody's going to want that, but just, I'm a little cautious that this isn't the 38-35 shootout. But if that happens, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all. And I'm not going to be ignoring this in fantasy. But again, sometimes these games that we want to shoot out can go the other way. All right, let's go back. And that's the first time I've looked at the slate. So that was just kind of off the cuff there. TKJ was a swap, so not sure. You can take a look and see. All right, I can scroll down and try to look. Hey, Jasta29, GM to you. Appreciate you coming in. We're just taking a look at the slate. Our friends over at Underdog, they nuked all the playbooks that had been done. There was an issue with the player pool, so all that is left is primetime Paloozas. It's the only thing. It's like cockroaches after the nuclear bombs. The only survivors are cockroaches and primetime Paloozas. Everything else is vaporized. Hey, Beastburf, GM to you. Thank you for coming in, hanging out. All right, TKH, let me look for you if I can. Let's see where you ended up in the dog bowl. Let's see. If we scroll far enough, we can find some of my teams. All right, you said you finished. Where'd you finish? 171st. All right, let's see. I think this is out of range for where a 1v1 could have saved you. So you had Alec Pierce in for Garrett Wilson. That's a little unlucky. There. Let's look at the team. So you drafted Fields. Fields wasn't a swap. So this must have been very late in the game that you took it. But yeah, you got the Saquon Brees thing correct. And I guess the undoing was, yeah, T. Higgins at pick 30. That could have been a few other hits. Hunter Henry at pick 67. I think by there, I don't think you really had a great tight end option. I think even if you add Alec Pierce's points, Franklin's points to this, it doesn't put you. I don't think that puts you into the dog bowl there. But yeah, I mean, Garrett Wilson for Alec Pierce is a little unfortunate. So did you do that as a Q tag? Hold on. Sorry, I don't mean to keep mucking this up. Pick 43. Interesting. I guess that's where Garrett Wilson... So I'm just trying to figure out when this team was drafted, because it's odd for Garrett Wilson to have gone at that point when he was doubtful, but Justin Fields was in later in the week. But yeah, again, I think if this is Franklin, maybe you feel a little live, but again, I don't think you could have overcome Higgins and Henry versus what ended up being at the top there. Speaking of Playbook, finished 17th. Nice. It was early in the week when Wilson was a Q tag. Okay. The Fields pick is baffling me, because I thought we didn't know. Drafted on like Tuesday or Wednesday when I was sure Fields was... Okay, I guess that happened earlier in the week than I remembered TKH. I don't know why I thought that was like that was more closer to Friday, but maybe it was early. The weeks all start blending together. All right, one more refresh. Do we have new contests? Can we be the trendsetter? Nope. All right, let's hop in the playbook, and we're off. Or actually, the primetime Palooza and game breakdowns. All right. We got the 4. We got Eddie Lacy here. Retired Packers legend. He is doing these, which is great to see. I don't actually think that's him, but let me get my timestamps rolling along. PTP4. Appreciate all of you doing this. Again, normally we get to do the regular slate. I know that's what people want, but we're making do with what we got. Happy to go over anything though. And it was fun kind of going over the games. Definitely we'll go more in depth on them when we have the full rankings. It would have been nice to be able to go through those, but alas, we have what we have. I also felt unique in a time where I was fine swapping to Tyrod. Yes, but you did run into the risk where Fields was active and Tyrod was starting, and then you don't get the swap. I think that's why I was because if Fields is healthy and he's the backup quarterback, you don't get a swap. So you just took a risk, which is totally fine. But I think that's why I was confused. All right, we don't get the Rice Mahomes because someone took Rice at 3. I will take Mahomes here. I don't think Mahomes Kelsey is worth giving that up. So let's just do Mahomes and Waddle. Let's do Mahomes and Waddle there. So, again, it would have been cool to try to get the Mahomes Rice thing. We don't get it. That's okay. We'll try to get some pieces of this KC offense here. All right, pull the board back up. So BM Glass, he was the guy who got the Mahomes Rice over here on the turn. Now, there's something to be said for, maybe I should have just done Lamar Flowers at the 4, but I think you can get that with some regularity here. So we'll try to get a little bit different from that. As far as options, I can't imagine Kelsey coming back to us just because tight end gets so thin. People are doing a lot of 2 tight end stuff. I would love to get one of Kelsey or Worthy. I'll be a little bummed if I get neither. I don't really like Hollywood Brown, but he is still out there. Gosh, four targets the last 2 games. Not super fun there, but we will we'll figure it out. There goes Worthy. Let's see if Kelsey goes here. Let's see what we end up with. This could end up being like a Brashard Smith kind of team, and hope that some of that those design passes to him go. We do get Kelsey, which is kind of nice. I'm not big on McLaurin, but I guess if I'm ever going to take him, it kind of makes a little bit of sense on this team. We're very thin at running back. I think at this point, I would rather just punt it off completely and do a Brashard Smith team. So let's do Kelsey. Could I do 2 tight end? Sure. But yeah, if McLaurin is healthy and back, then I do want some of that. Eddie Lacy finished 2nd in BR. Oh, congrats to Eddie Lacy. I see Eddie Lacy in the streets quite a bit. So good for them. Good for them. I don't know who Eddie Lacy is, but I really did like the player. Feast mode. He famously would show up to camp very big for a running back. So definitely a fan of Eddie Lacy. So hopefully, congratulations to him getting second there. All right, let's see. Now that we know they're a true shark, you can see what they're doing. Henry, Flowers, Worthy, Ertz. Makes sense. Nothing too out of the ordinary. How do we want to land the proverbial plane? I mean, Kareem Hunt is just so not fun. But he's out there. I mean, Hollywood Brown is still here. If Hollywood Brown is still here, maybe we take him. I'm like really not very excited. Juju's annoying. He randomly I feel like he randomly spikes in these island games. Don't know if I really love it. Part of me almost feels like we go Ollie Gordon, Brashard Smith. And we just hope that we get the Ollie Gordon 2-touchdown game. I know we have Hollywood Brown as a potential option, but Mahomes will get there with his legs, so maybe it's just like Mahomes, Kelsey through the air, Mahomes on the ground, or to Brashard. So, yeah, kind of a weird team. Again. So we got Mahomes, Waddle, Kelsey, McLaurin, Gordon, and Brashard. Getting a little different there. B-Spur Fields would have swapped to Cam Ward, I think, if he wasn't drafted. Is that better or worse than the 0, B-Spurf? I don't know. It's been tough. But they got to go back to Fields, right? Next week? Like, surely he's done enough to wrest the starting job away from the immortal Tyrod Taylor. I don't know. Eddie T. Cage. I'm not sure if you know this, but you are allowed to attend the Dog Bowl just as an experience if we don't qualify or no. I assume probably not. I would assume not. But I don't know. My assumption is not, because I know they have like the events and there's like open bars and stuff, so they probably just like, that's why the rake is 50% on that contest, is for the experience part. It'd be cool if it was a big enough event to where they had some kind of public thing, but I don't think there's enough fans of this to do that. But maybe one day if we're like World Series of Poker size, when best ball truly takes off. That would be awesome. All right, that was a fun team there. We're still only working with PTPs. I'll probably do one more PTP here, then we'll get on out of here. Pete's portfolio review starts in 18 minutes, so I will certainly be tuning into that. One of the best first look shows out there, so I will be tuning into that. Let's do one more. Again, I really appreciate y'all sticking around, hanging out, talking through this primetime slate, going through some of the games that we have. We got the next primetime Palooza PTP 5. All right, let's see if we can't build a good one. Let's end this stream strong, but have had so much fun. Remember to drop a like, drop a sub. We're waiting for one. It could be you. It could be you who takes down the PTP on stream. That would be something else. All right, and we're full. And we're in the 3-hole. And Buster's Boys is in here, so very sharp drafter in at the 1. See what he ends up doing. But yeah, just surprised that it's 9:40, almost 9:45, and we don't have the main slate on. But I would take that delay if it means that we have a complete player pool this week, because we have, again, I'm pretty sure like Joe Flacco was missing. So you're gonna want the starting quarterback for the Bengals in the pool. Be kind of bad to be missing someone like that. I know a few other names were missing as well. But it does come from, I believe it comes from some third-party provider. So I don't know what the intricacies are, but I'm glad they're at least resolving it. It is one thing when you're missing Vidal in the first week he's playing. It's another to be like missing a starting quarterback who's been playing for several weeks. All right. Let's see what we get. TK Jets on bye, then play the Browns defense. I already see it in the Stars. Another Fields benching. GG. Yeah, we're gonna get Yeah, someone had a nice Myles Garrett comment and I missed it, and I apologize. I meant to pull that up, but yeah, the Myles Garrett, the like button. Somebody had said that. I apologize for not pulling that up, but it's true. Yeah, Myles Garrett chasing down Justin Fields. It could be a problem. All right, we'll take Mahomes at 3. So we've seen Mahomes in a few of these drafts make it to 3 and 4. And again, if DMC goes Lamar Flowers, then maybe we can get a Mahomes Rice team. We'll try to get one of those. So it might not be as rare as we think. It's all going to depend on how DMC decides to play things there. But yeah, the Browns defense against the only thing that could save Fields is I don't know if this guy's autoing. He just used a full clock. Auto drafters are the greatest threat to society that our country faces. Browns offense is not great, and so you could end up with some short fields for the Jets. It is possible. It is possible they could see a good run out. So Flowers and Lamar are still here. I think I just got to take Flowers against the Miami Dolphins. Let's do Flowers here. With Lamar back, I think he's worth having. This team is starting to look a lot like the last team we drafted, so we'll see. Then the Patriots a week after. Oh, man. Just doesn't get any easier. It does not get any easier. I have a lot of Fields in best ball, though, so seeing him return was nice. Breece Hall kept scoring, though, which was unfortunate. Breece Hall kept getting the touchdowns, and Fields kept getting the 2-point conversions. I think a lot of us had Fields in the dog bowl, not who had swapped. I know I had him in a few of my better lineups, and so it was kind of just like I never quite got in range where it was sweaty, but I was hoping if he had a couple of those touchdowns, it was going to feel like, oh, maybe we got something cooking. All right, let's do Kelsey again. We got to do something different though. This team is turning into the last one. DKH, I think Zay is the guy you need in the PTP. Hasn't scored in forever with Lamar back. Yeah. I definitely could see that. I definitely could see it being a Zay Flowers week. I wanted to pick on the Dolphins last week and it didn't really pan out, but all right, what do we want to do? Gosh, this is brutal. This is a brutal running back slate here. I feel like I made fun of the double tight end people, and I'm like tempted to be a double tight end person. Gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this again. We'll take did I miss my pick? This is the exact team I just had. So we got to do something different. This is not ideal. This is not ideal, folks. How do we want to land the plane? It's not Brashard Smith and Ollie Gordon. We just built that team. We didn't even like it the first time, and we're building it again. Oh my God, the playbook is up. I don't know if I have time to get in one. All right, let's see. All right, I think we have time. I'm gonna hop in this because I think we have 12 minutes. If you guys hop in, we can get this before Pete comes on. I'm in the playbook. All right, we got McLaurin. I think I would just take Hollywood Brown just to make the different team than the last one. Okay, T-Cage is in. Thank you, T-Cage. If anyone else wants to get in, hop on in. The auto drafter takes him. All right, let's do Keaton Mitchell. All right, so we're gonna do the same team, but with Keaton Mitchell instead of Ollie Gordon. We're gonna run the other script. No, oh shoot. We're gonna take Brashard Smith first because this guy can still take a running back. I doubt DMC is gonna scroll down to Keaton Mitchell. Oh my God, he didn't take Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown was staring at me, and I could have taken him. Dear God. Okay. All right, let's just do Hollywood Brown then. All right, so this team is Mahomes, Brashard, Zay Flowers, Terry McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, and Travis Kelce. All right, so we are in the playbook at the 3. Oh, we got some great. We got Mooncats. We got Greg in here. We got our friend T Cage. We got B Spurf in here. I'm at the 3. No ADP. Here we go. Let's mess up the ADP. Absolutely. Let's go for immortality. Let's get Jonathan Taylor to the 3. No ADP. This is how our forefathers drafted. No ADP, only the stars to guide us. The default projections from Underdog. Be our guide. Crazy stuff here. All right, so we got Mooncat. He goes Jacobs at the 1.1. Tyler, CMC. I take Jonathan Taylor at the 3. Man, Jacobs against Carolina is a nice matchup. You know, everyone thought that was one of the things I got right. If you watched the stream last week, I did say that everyone was like, oh, worried about Carolina's run defense, but they had not faced a team like the Bills. And I think Cook just scored another touchdown. I think Cook just scored again. Martingale CMC. Yeah, just keep going. I would have loved to have gotten Puka at my pick. Oh my God, this is so funny. These doing this with nothing. Just ADPs. I mean, just projections. Oof. Very interesting. Running back looks kind of deep this week. I'll just do Amon-Ra against Minnesota. I want to say he historically torches Minnesota, but I hope that's not bro science that I made up. Rashee Rice is nice. I mean, Jefferson against Detroit. There's a few good receivers, but I think it drops a little bit. So I'll take Amon-Ra here. Let me get the timestamp in. And all right, so we got one playbook. I got to defend my 4th place in the playbook. See if we can do it. All right, so we see Rashee Rice go, Genty goes, Jefferson goes. All right. What do we want to do? Here? This is so funny with no positions. What are the tight ends? Kittle, Warren, Kraft, Bowers, Laporta, Gadsden. What a week at tight end. It's going to be very hard to scroll at tight end. So I can tell you right now, if you want to get different, that's going to be one path. All right, wide receiver feels like it's already died. Allen or Mahomes? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna break the QB seal. I'm just gonna take Mahomes here. I wonder where the quarterbacks are gonna go. I could see them rising from the 3rd round a little bit here. I was tempted by Cook. We see Josh Allen go. There's definitely some good QB options. So we got Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra. Honestly, this is probably going to be an unstacked Mahomes team, but we'll see where we end up with. I think, Travis Kelce is the tight end 7 by projection. So, if we want that, we should be able to get it. Jacobs 2 touchdown game inbound. Hey, I hope so for you, Greg. This is crazy. This is fun. Exactly. Yeah, I wish it was always like this. All right, what do we got? I'm going to take Vidal here. I think Vidal, I identified him before. Chase Brown against Chicago is kind of fun. There's some guys. Let's do Vidal against the Titans here. Let's do Vidal here. Let's see. We're setting ADPs, folks. Yeah, this is fun. This is so much fun. I'm glad we got to do this. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you, Greg, T Cage, and B Spurf. Thanks for drafting with me. This is a fun little draft here. Setting the markets, trailblazing with nothing to guide us. We'll see because I'm sure one of us here has what will be compared to the BRs, like a super team, because I'm sure we're getting ADP value. We just don't know what it is quite yet. We don't know what it is quite yet. Like this Casher's person taking Jared Goff at the 4. I don't think Jared Goff is going to be at the 4, but now his ADP is going to like start at 4. It's going to be super wonky for a while. All right, we need a wide receiver. Everybody's hurt. I don't think I want Ladd and Vidal. What are my tight end options? Bowers. Man, Gadsden. There's a lot of Charger pieces. Here. I think I'm just going to lock up my guy, Travis Kelce, because there's enough scrolly receivers to where I'm okay. So we'll do a Kelce Mahomes stack. Mahomes is fine unstacked. Definitely where you could do a Q-tag game with Bowers if you want. I certainly would not be opposed to that because the tight end 7 is going to be like Laporta, Gadsden, I think. And if you want to rank one of these guys above him, you can. So, wasn't strictly necessary, but I did want to get my stack. And this guy next to me is the squirrely drafter. So he has Cook. He might have gone Kelce. I just didn't want to avoid. I wanted to avoid that here. Terrence says, try to do rankings. It's still early to process this. Yeah, that's why we're here on a Monday. We're giving it our all. I just set the 101 and 102 and gave up. Ranked Herbie for me. I think Naked Herbert is highly justifiable. Is highly justifiable this week. I feel behind on the Gadsden stuff. Yes, he is. Greg. I wish I had more. I thought I had more. I was shocked at how little Gadsden I had in pre-draft because I was like in on him. I don't mean pre-draft, I'm post-draft stuff. I guess because he was a 5th round pick and it was such a crowded tight end room, I got nervous. But that was cowardly because he's awesome. All right, and now we need a wide receiver. We're going to take Travis Hunter. I mentioned him before. I think he's going to remain a scroll option, but I kind of like it. I think Ladd is fine, but again, I don't really know if I love Vidal plus Ladd in this. The playbook's small, so you can do it, but this is a very flat tier. I'll grab Travis Hunter. The breakout might have come. So this team ends up being Mahomes, Taylor, Vidal, Amon-Ra, Travis Hunter, Travis Kelce. So kind of fun team there. B-Spurf, he goes Gibbs, Bijan, Kittle, Adams, Odunze, and Purdy. I mean, what can you say? Strong team there. Tyler, a.k.a. TK, he goes CMC, Rice, Warren, Metcalf, Herbert, Chase Brown. Chase Brown at pick 35. No complaints there. And then Mooncat, Jacobs, Genty, Jefferson, Drake May, Chris Olave, Kyle Pitts. Love it. Fun team, fun draft. Appreciate you all doing that for us. That was super cool getting to do that before ADPs come in. So appreciate all of you. Appreciate you fighting through some of the primetime stuff. Hope you enjoyed that a little bit. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. We'll go over everything. We'll go over Monday Night Football. We'll have some early takes on the week. Yeah, B-Spurf, this slate is awesome. This slate is so much more loaded compared to last week. I hear that. Greg, my squad looks like a dream parlay. Your squad is fine. Mooncat. A fever dream. Yes. Hey, Brian the Goober, appreciate you. Appreciate the kind words. I am so sorry about Skattebo. I'm so bummed for him. He loves football more than anything, you can tell, and it just sucks to see him get hurt. So hope he's back. I know he will. I know he. If anyone's gonna fight through that, it is him, because this is what he loves, and it just stinks. Hey, thank you, Mr. A. Appreciate you, Go AZ Cards. Appreciate you so much. All right, awesome, Brian. Well, thanks so much for doing that. I will see all of you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Y'all take care. See ya.